Hello students, welcome to We Teach. So now in this session we'll cover what is inductive bias in ID3 algorithm. So now we already know that inductive bias is nothing but the set of assumptions that are added to a training data set while generating a model, so that this particular model will be generalized for a future data set also. So that is what is called inductive bias. So to make your model generalized, we'll be adding some assumptions to it. To what? To a training data set to better fit the test data also. So now inductive bias is a set of assumptions along with the training data set which deductively justifies the classifications assigned by the model or else learner for future instances. Suppose consider given a collection of training examples. Now what we have to do for a decision tree, what assumptions we have to consider to make your decision tree generalized for future instances. So that is what we discuss here. Suppose if you are given some set of training examples, which of the decision trees does ID3 choose? So we already know that for every learning concept, for every concept learning, you have some hypothesis space, you have some set of hypothesis that may fit your training data set. But now our intention is we need to pick one hypothesis which will best fit the training data. So that is what we have to do here. For that, we will be doing this ID3 search strategy. So what is the search strategy we do? Suppose if you are given some specific hypothesis space, now what we need to do is, for point number 1, first we have to select a decision tree, and that decision tree should be a shorter tree over a longer tree. That is first assumption or else first inductive bias that we add to the training examples is shorter trees should be selected from your hypothesis space instead of long trees, or else instead of selecting big trees, it is better to select short trees. So that is first inductive bias we consider. Second one is, so whenever we are considering one specific decision tree from the hypothesis space of ID3, so here what we need to do, we need to select a tree such that when this particular tree is considered, the attributes which are nearer to the root, suppose consider this is the root here, the attributes which are nearer to this root should have high information gain. Information gain for the attributes which are nearer to the root should be high. So that is the second assumption that we consider while generating a decision tree. That is what is mentioned here. Select trees that place the attributes with high information gain closest to the root. So now why we need to do this? Because ID3 uses. So what is the heuristic method that we use in order to generate a decision tree? We have many methods, we have many statistical measures, but we will be using a measure called information gain heuristic. And by considering this information gain metric, here we start the process of constructing a decision tree using a hill climbing strategy. What is meant by hill climbing strategy? Starting with nothing and slowly generating or else elaborating your decision tree is nothing but your hill climbing strategy. We start with 0, but slowly after some time we start constructing a tree which almost fits your training data set. It does not always find the shortest consistent tree. Now here what we need to discuss is, okay, one assumption is finding shortest tree, other assumption is considering a tree whose attribute information gain is high and it should be nearer to the root. So these are the two assumptions that we consider while constructing a decision tree. So during this process, what happens is, all the time we may not say that a shorter tree will be consistent with the training data set or else longer tree will be consistent with the training data set. Sometimes shorter tree may be, for some examples, for some training data set, according to our assumption, shorter trees may be consistent with the training, but for some training examples, longer trees will be consistent with the training examples. So that is the actual problem. But anyways, as these are assumptions, we just add these assumptions to make the model generalized. So these are the inductive bias, that is, these are the assumptions that we add for the ID3 algorithm while constructing a decision tree. So which we already discussed, shorter trees are preferred over longer trees, and second one is trees that place high information gain attributes close to the root are preferred over those that do not. So these are the two assumptions. One is short trees should be selected. Second one is if you select any decision tree, that decision tree should have the attributes which have high information gain close to the root. So these are the two assumptions that we consider while constructing a decision tree. So now talking about the different types of inductive bias we have. So for the two types of inductive bias that we come across in ID3 processes, one is preference bias and the other one is restrictive bias. So preference bias, which is based on preference, or else we can call it as a priority here. Restrictive bias, restriction means some condition. We put some condition and then we perform the process to generate a model. So restrictive bias will be based on some condition. So ID3 is the algorithm which will be using this preference bias, and candidate elimination algorithm which we studied in concept learning will come under restrictive bias. So now which bias do you consider? Preference bias or else do you consider restrictive bias? So for ID3 algorithm, it is always best to use preference bias when compared with the restriction bias in order to generate a decision tree. So see here, we feel that a preference bias is more desirable than a restrictive bias because it allows the learner to work within a complete hypothesis space that is assured to contain unknown target set. So here preference bias is something which we'll be using to generate a model by considering the complete hypothesis space. But when you come to restrictive bias, as if you remember, while using a candidate elimination algorithm, we are using the concept of version spaces. We are just specifying the most specific boundary and general boundary. So now all the hypotheses which fall under this specific boundary and general boundary will be said to be consistent with the training data set, and all the points which are beyond this particular boundaries will not be consistent. That is what we have studied in candidate elimination. So in candidate elimination algorithm, we will not completely consider all the hypotheses for finding out the best hypothesis, but when you consider a preference bias or else when you consider ID3 algorithm, we will be considering all the training examples in order to generate a best model. So that model will fit the entire data set that we consider. So for ID3, it is always best to use preference bias rather than restrictive bias. And now why short hypothesis? So one of the important inductive bias that we consider in ID3 is it is always best to use shorter trees. So this is the first assumption that we have considered. Why always shorter trees? So usually in machine learning, we use a principle called Occam's razor principle. So what is this Occam's razor principle? Occam's razor principle will always tell that the simplest solution for any problem, suppose if you are having some learning problem, Occam's razor says that it is always best to find the simple solution for that particular problem, and it is proved that this particular simple solution will fit the data that we consider for learning or else that we consider for training. So Occam's razor principle says that simple solution will always fit the given training data set. So that is what is given. It is one of the problem solving principle. Occam's razor is one of the problem solving principle that says that simplest solution tends to be the right one always. So when presented with competing hypotheses to solve a problem, suppose if you are giving many hypotheses in your hypothesis search space, so what we do, we need to select one solution with the fewest assumption. So in that hypothesis space, I need to pick one hypothesis which will fit my training data set. Suppose if this is your hypothesis space, I need to pick one hypothesis which completely fits all the instances of your training data set. So now what this Occam razor says? Occam razor says that okay, pick the best tree, pick the smallest tree that will fit. So don't make your tree complex and don't make the model complex. So that is what he will say here. So this is what is called Occam razor principle. So based on this principle itself, the first assumption that we consider for ID3 inductive bias is always selecting shorter tree compared to or else rather than a longer tree. So prefer the simplest hypothesis that fits your data. So this is about inductive bias of your ID3 algorithm. So now in the next session, we will cover what is overfitting, and if the model is overfitted, what will happen, all that we will discuss. Thank you.